Hello, Merry Meet. So, I want to review a book, and the book I want to review is The Witch's Athame by Jason Mankey. This is one of the books in a new series by Llewellyn, which basically goes through all of the typical tools within neo-paganism and writes quite detailedly about them. I mean, usually within a book on paganism, each tool might have a paragraph, but here you have a whole book about each tool. Not sure exactly which tools that is going to be talked about in the series, but at least you have an Athame and you have a wand and you have one for the cauldron. So I think it's going to be quite a few. But let's have a look at the book itself. Usually when I review books, I start with contents, so let us do that. Because basically that just makes it easier for people to know whatever or not they want to buy it. I've been asked why I do it this way. That is because I can talk up and down about what I think about the book. But that is sort of subjective. I might really love a book or I might hate a book. But even so, it's sort of subjective to me. But when it comes to what's in the book, that's not so subjective. So, we have an introduction, and we have anatomy of an Athame, which basically discusses the blade itself, pronouncing the word Athame, which I of course do wrong, finding an Athame, why a knife, the practicality and inconvenience of the Athame, which is a pretty good chapter, getting to the point, Angus Can. Then you have a short history, knives in ritual and religion, which basically goes about the history of it and so on and so forth. The black-handed knife, via double-edged blade, knife superstitions, Native American knife lore, Athame correspondences. There's a lot of chapters in this little book. The other Athames, which is another section here. Stone Athame, Athames of wood, making a wooden Athame, blades of bone and antler, secret Athames, getting to the point Lupa, which basically you have each basically section. You have one of the more famous pagan authors discussing the topic. At least some of the sections. It don't seem to be all of them, as far as I remember, but it's some of them. Anyway, moving on. Making an Athame yours. Creating the black-handed knife. Making an Athame of your own. Making the Athame. Theban scripts and the Norse runes. Marking the hilt. Etching the blade. To be sharp or dull, the difference of opinion. And care and keeping of the Athame. As you can see, it's all sort of things that you might want to know about constructing, buying, keeping the various correspondences and symbolisms of a ritual blade. Then you have preparing an Athame for ritual. You have cleansing an Athame outdoor method, cleansing an Athame indoor method, the whys and whats of consecrating, a solitary consecration rite, and a coven consecration rite. Those are quite useful. And you have an Athame ritual. The opening ceremony, casting the circle, calling the quarters, the symbolic great rite of cakes and ale, the door to the summerlands. You have the bowline and the white-handled knife, and it's very nice that I have a chapter on that because that is also actually a quite important tool. Finding a bowline, blessing a bowline, using a bowline, the ancient druids, and the sickle. Basically, for those that don't know, because it's far less talked about than the Athame, a bowline is basically the knife that you will be used to carving things into candles, cutting herbs. Basically, it's your practical blade. Most Wiccans, not all, because there are differences of opinion here, have both when it comes to Wiccans and other new pagans, is that you have the Athame, which is your ritual dagger, and many hold the idea that it should never cut anything, it should just be for esoteric use. And then you have basically your bowline, which is for practical use, cutting herbs, cutting strings for chord magic, and all of those things. Anyway, moving on. Athame in the kitchen. Like I said, there are some differences of opinions, and some feel that you should use your Athame as much as possible. It might as well be a kitchen knife. Infusing food with energy, breads and pastries, soups and stews, cleansing your home, and then you have getting to the point, Yenyati Bichi. Then you have the sword, which is basically, there are some feel that an Athame is just a big sword. Others feel that it is something else entirely. Me personally, especially since I also do ceremonial magic, see the basically ritual dagger, the air dagger, the dagger that you will be used to represent air within ritual, as something else than a sword that I feel connects with fire due to the Archangel Michael. But like I said, there's differences of opinion there. We have the sword in history, swords in mythology and history, sword lore, and blessing a sword for coven work and group ritual. Then you have divination, ritual, and spell work with the Athame. Scrying with an Athame, the Athame pendulum, I really love that one. As you know, I am a dowser, so yeah, anything about pendulums, I love it. Candle carvings, like I said, some use the Athame for carving into candles. It's very individual. Spell to let go of a lover or friend, spirits and the blade, a dedication ritual, an initiation ritual. Then you have the knife in traditional witchcraft. Traditional witchcraft rituals and with the knife and the sword, fashioning the bridge, calling the quarters, the great rite cake and ales, getting to the point by Yenyati Bichi. Then you have epilogue, the circle is open, the book is over. Then you have Appendix 1, the Theban script, Appendix 2, the Elder Futak runes, and I can't talk today. Bibliography and further reading. Basically, it gives you some both the Futak runes and the Theban script, so that if you want to mark, you played with that. So what do you think about this book? It is pretty good. I mean, it has so much detailed information. That doesn't mean I agree with absolutely everything in here. No. But it is well researched, well thought out, and it's just so much information. Basically, would I say it's an advanced book? No, it's not really. But it goes into depth on one topic. Because and I really like that, because there's so many of the Witchcraft 101, Wicca 101, and so on books out there, that it's really nice to see some books go into depth about specific topics within neo-paganism, rather than just having these general books that are very nice, and I really do love them, but that goes through all the different topics. So yeah, it's a quick read, but still it is loaded with information. Also like that it has quite a few illustrations. The book is quite pretty. So yes, I'll show you a few more illustrations. There's several in there. These black and white drawings that just beef the book up a bit. Blades all in a row. So yeah, I do not like that it has the Satan's ballsack type cover. I don't understand why they do that. I mean, it even sticks to your fingers. Why do they do this? Other than that, I don't have any really complaints. I mean, like I said, I don't agree with everything in here, but this is a book that really delves into both the symbolism and the religious views when it comes to the Athame and other ritual daggers. And then you will, of course, end up with a lot of the author's own views, though he is rather open to other views and such, and do also discuss other views within the book. So yeah, I can't really find a lot of fault with this. I think that if you are in the process of getting your Athame, or even if you have been working with one for quite some time, then getting this book is a good idea. And it's not a very expensive book, and I do recommend it. I'll give it 8 out of 10. It is pretty decent and will be a good addition to any witchcraft library. Though this is neo-pagan witchcraft, it's not necessarily Wicca, though it's very Wiccan-ish. But neo-pagan witchcraft, it do have some history about other types of spiritual work that has been done with blades, but it's definitely have a neo-pagan tint to it. But yes, if you're a neo-pagan, I think you will like this book. And that is my review of The Witches Athame by Jason Mankey. I hope you have a great day, and blessed be.